Welcome to Midnight Drive, a journey where players thrive. I'm your tour guide, Jae Brooks, and we coolin', you know what I mean, on the player tip that is. We in the Gym City, where it all started, you know what I mean, the birthplace of flight and fly guys. And without further ado, we got a real boss in the building. Outspokin Production CEO,
For sure.
producer,
For sure.
social media personality, but most importantly, humanitarian and lyricist. He's all about his fettuccine, and he goes by the name of Flamborghini.
Yes, sir.
What's the deal, my boy?
Man, we hanging on, my boy. I ain't making too much noise. We just get a little lunch in us or something. If we get the urge to get some food, or we just chopping it up at my man's restaurant, by the way, 111 Flavor House. Shouts out to me for letting us use the private room. You feel me? We in here like some mob bosses, but we just talking player politics and getting to the money. What's up with you?
As we should, man. You know what it is, man. It's just a tranquil Saturday.
Yeah.
Real mellow on the punk bitch, you know what I'm saying?
Cold on the punk bitch too.
Oh yeah, it's hella frigid, man. Don't get it twisted, man. That's what we known for, you know what I mean? Cold women and cold motherfucking weather.
For sure.
Yes, indeed, man. So, Flamborghini, you dig what I'm saying? On a Saturday like this, what you vibing to, man? What you got in the, the playlist?
I was listening to Gunna yesterday. Gunna just dropped a new album. I like that Life of Sin song. That's probably my favorite song out. Babyface Ray, Peasy, Icewear, Money Man, Currency, Dolph, of course, R.I.P. Everybody that just really symbolized doing it yourself.
Yes,
You
indeed.
feel me? That's the main thing. Like I honestly don't. I almost listen to no rapper that don't control their own destiny. Everybody I listen to tell themselves what to do.
That's important.
Yeah, for real.
I think a lot of people, they don't know their trajectory. They don't understand, like, damn, yeah, I can be a slave to these labels, or I can create my own path, generate my own wealth, supply my own people,
Right.
and not have this motherfucking puppy string on my back.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fact, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, one of the homies, shout out Jack Rip, you know what I mean?
That's my guy.
That's the homie, you know what I mean? Been locked in for over a decade, you know what I mean? The guy who produced the theme songs to Midnight Drive and several other classics.
Hard.
You know what I mean? He put me on to you, man. He said, Flamborghini, he the truth, you know what I mean? He's one of Dayton's best kept secrets, and he blowing up, you know what I'm saying? And he just the one, bro. He just expressed you in a real great light, man.
That's dope.
So I said all that to say, how did you come up with the name Flamborghini?
Actually, my guy that passed away, R.I.P. Sony, he used to joke around with that shit, call me that shit, knowing I didn't like it.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. I eventually got to looking at it after he passed away and just start using it as like a third person reference, like with some ad lib shit or something like that. But then I started, earlier in the development of like my sound and my image and shit like that, like I remember Babyface Ray said at a bar, he said, this nigga's broke, I know you holding back. Like you can't really say what you want to say, you feel me?
Mm-hmm.
And I was literally living like that, like nigga couldn't really say what he wanted to say. But I felt like the Flamborghini persona is the nigga that can say anything.
That's a fact.
So when I first really played with the concept, I made an album that was basically an alter ego of me perfectly how I see myself.
So basically, speaking affirmations into
Man, that's the crazy part, man. Ever since then, it's like I've been subconsciously manifesting so many things. But a lot of this shit lately, I intentionally manifested. But it showed me even the shit that I didn't know I was manifesting. I was really still manifesting.
You feel like it was all in the power of words?
Yeah.
And
Words and belief, bro. Like faith in yourself is kind of like faith in God. You gotta believe even when you can't see Him. You gotta believe you are who you are destined to be, even when your present positioning in life is not really reflecting what you think your destiny is. You feel me? So it's just about really just holding on till you really see the whole thing through. Don't let another motherfucker talk you out of what your first thought is. You feel me? Sometimes that's why I don't tell people shit, because I already know most people that think smaller than I do, they just gonna say something that's kind of allergic to the progression of my plan. You feel me?
of course, man, it's gonna be real contaminated. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
They're gonna try to contaminate your mind, your drip, your lifestyle, man. And one thing I always recommend to anybody out here who's listening is tapping in. You know what I'm saying? Control your own destiny. Never get discouraged. And most importantly, tune the peanut gallery out. You know what I mean? Because they some busters, without a doubt. You know what I'm saying?
Two
That's just a
things.
fact.
I say, you gotta be okay with other people not being okay with you doing what's best for you. It's only best for you. You feel me? Like my mom died when I was 26. And the only thing I prayed for was self-sufficiency.
Rest in peace, man. You know what I'm saying? My condolences.
I just wanted to be able to, like, that's when I didn't want to need niggas no more. I'm like, man, I already missed the time stamp of her being able to see me do what I want to do. But now I can't really, you know, the importance of time now. Other people being factored into your time, you can't really, you got to start eliminating as many of these niggas as you possibly can. Because a lot of people that don't have a parent that's passed away, their concept and urgency of time is not like mine. I know how much time I got.
Word.
They haven't, and I hate when people get to feel like me. Bro, I don't want you to really know what this is like, but without knowing what this is like, bro, we can't really do too much.
I feel you on that. I feel you on that 1,000%, man. So with you, like, was there any moments in your life growing up that really made you say, damn, man, time is, you know what I mean, something that you gotta cherish. Time is something you gotta, you know what I mean, take full advantage of.
Growing up, nah. I didn't know nobody that died till I was like 20. So nothing really aligns your perspective of time like grief. So I didn't really get to feel that part of it until I already wasted a lot of time. You feel me? But growing up, it was just, I don't know. I thought I had all the time in the world.
Right.
Like, when you young, bro, you never think you're not going to be young.
I think it's for everything.
It's a bulletproof mentality. Like, you really think you can do anything, you can make it do anything. Like, man, you can't do that shit. My uncle told me before I went to college, he said, man, there's a difference between experimenting and experiencing shit. Don't experiment. I'm like, shit, that's all I want to do. I can't wait to jump off. I'm ready to jump out the window right now. As soon as you leave here, we about to try something. Call a girl. We trying shit, bro.
Somebody sliding through.
Yeah. So I heard somebody, like, maybe even this some scientifically proven shit, bro. The younger you are, guys, males, our willingness to take risks is really ridiculous. Like from like 16 to like 21, you really will do anything.
Right.
It's so many things that we could look back at being whatever age we are now, making it through them early teens, them late teens and early 20s, and be like, I don't know how the fuck I did that.
Straight up.
Because in the midst of doing that, I could have lost everything just trying that shit one time because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. There's a lot of niggas that did 12 years the first time they tried some shit they ain't never done.
Right. It was your liberty or your life.
Yeah.
One of the two.
So being a young nigga, it's like, I look at niggas like Kodak and Youngboy, the dumb shit they do, bro, it comes with being an early 20s-year-old black boy. You gotta make it through being a young nigga, which is making it through being stupid, to look back on being stupid and be like, why the fuck was I doing it?
Yeah.
A lot of niggas die before it get to that part. So.
A lot of people have, though. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people that died in their prime, like their mid-20s. You know,
yeah.
Acting wild and foolish and not really rationalizing before they, make that commitment to do what they finna do.
Right.
And I tell everybody, like, you know what I'm saying, all young bucks listening, man, it's too late to be a gangster, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's too late to be the dope, man. Like, figure out an outlet that's safe. You know what I mean?
It's definitely too late to be a gangster, but like MC said, it ain't never too late to stop being a bitch. Feel?
Yes, sir.
It's a whole nother show topic, but it's a lot of talented bitch ass niggas. And they talent, it tricky. Nigga know how to do, nigga know how to pour water. But can you bring it on time?
Right.
You feel me?
Exactly.
This is the difference. So
the ice melt, you know what I'm saying?
It's a lot of shit to decipher in just the early stages of your mind developing and being able to differentiate what's real and what's not. You feel me? So we're answering a lot of your questions you just asked in one time. The understanding the time, just growing up and not thinking I had all the time in the world. You go through fucking with motherfuckers that just ain't for the right. Mm-hmm. And you realize you wasting time on people, which means you wasting time on you. Then you lose the people you care about. Mm-hmm. And it's just, the dreams start being more real. You're not sleeping. It's hard to dream when you ain't sleep. The blissful part of the dream is when you just sleep.
Right. Right.
But once that shit start being like, damn, it's actually snakes in the dream. It's actually betrayal in the dream.
Right.
It's actually grief in the dream. I didn't dream this.
Right.
It's in the dream.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Growing up, you gotta experience that in order to make you a man, and in order to make you aware of society. Because sometimes people can be blindsided. You know what I mean? But also, you know, just
The world ain't as kind-hearted as you. I don't give a fuck how kind-hearted you are.
Yeah.
You could be cold. The world colder than that. You feel me? So the way you operate and the way you see the world in your own mind and body, you gotta understand it don't work like that for everybody.
Right.
They say you gotta drive for other people on the road. You gotta do that shit mentally too.
Right. I think that's important though.
Mm-hmm. For real.
You know, one thing I could say about you, man, you know what I mean, real intellectual guy. So for you, man, was there any like books or leaders in particular that you looked up to growing up, you know what I mean, that influenced you?
Crazy thing is, bro, I really didn't, I had like, you know, parenting, but I didn't really have no role model for it. Like, sometimes I be wondering where did I get the idea to try to do some of this shit I be doing, because I ain't never seen niggas in the street. Like, I ain't never seen nobody try to do that dream. You feel me? So like, I had a scholarship to Ohio State in 6th grade. I was in the Young Scholars program. Like, but more than that, I wanted to be cool. Like, I appreciate the compliment of I'm intellectual, but you a little kid, bro. Like, I told my dad this before. What street nigga son want to be a square? They want to be cool, bro. I've been wanting to change and shit like all my life. You feel me? When your dad is the person that the rappers are trying to be like. Rap is just normal. My life is rap. My life been rap my whole life. Like, just understanding fashion, car culture, jewelry, weed smell, money with a rubber band. Like, I was putting a rubber band on 5-1s. I was like 6 years old. Shooting my Monopoly dice, going behind my refrigerator, shooting dice on the kitchen floor so I can hear them. Right. You can't help but want to be like a nigga in the street because that's your role model. But the more your role model will get you to understand that this is not a role model. Well, who the fuck is my role model?
Exactly. A lot of times people,
I gotta make this shit up on the fly. You feel me?
Straight up.
I'm trying to be, you know, I know it's gonna make people proud if I continue having this scholarship and keep my grades up, make it to Ohio State. But man, I want people to notice me. This smart shit make you visible for real to the young crowd. The niggas that smoking mouths in the bathroom, the girls that's giving head in the gym locker room. That smart shit ain't hitting them. Them niggas, no, they known from doing all the shit you don't do. So that's the peer pressure we talked about earlier about just sticking to your guns. Like, I couldn't at the time. That shit got to me. I'm like, bro, I don't even want to do this shit no more. I don't want no scholarship. I just want to be cool. I want to be regular. I want to be a regular class. If they got me in smart shit. Right. You know, it was. I understood the purpose of it as an adult looking back at it now, but the kid in me wanted the light. I wanted to, you know.
We wanted to shine.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We wanted to shine. Being big, like growing up in the city, like you was a nigga that was pushing the car on foes, or you know, you was having the Jesus pieces. You had the coldest pair of Maris or Kohans. You know what I mean? The unlimited.
When my girl told me she didn't know what Maris was, I said, oh yeah, I gotta keep you around. You don't know what that. You don't know what Robin jeans is either? Nope.
Right.
Okay, you different.
Yeah, this is like, you know what I'm saying, circa what, 2010, 2011,
Literally,
like, you know what I mean, the promise.
Been together 11 years, right around that time. And you ain't know what Robin's and Mari's was? I said, oh, yeah. You be in a club, but you don't know what this is. Yeah, you ain't gonna go there.
Yeah, she's straight out the loop, and that's the best way to be. Because when they in the mix, you know what I mean?
My grandfather told me, my grandma said, when my grandfather and his friends used to smoke pot, she thought that mean they was sitting around a smoking pot and just breathing. So I go to my grandfather, I'm like, man, grandma said she thought da-da-da. He said, man, your grandma don't know nothing about that, man. She's a square.
Straight up.
That's what you want.
Exactly.
Any girl that ain't a square be like, man, what nigga taught you this shit?
But I think, you know,
you feel me?
Sometimes it could be like a thrill to them. You know what I mean? Like we mentioned before.
But
like,
it can't be a thrill if you already hit. See what I'm saying?
Straight up.
What nigga got you hit?
Somebody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Somebody had to lead you to the way.
Right. You get in a car, she playing Larry June. Who the fuck told you about this?
Primo rights, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All that.
Yeah, that ain't no girl. They don't know about that. That ain't on TV. They only know about what make it to them.
But they got access to, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
On Apple, Spotify, even though these artists are on them, you know, all due respect to them.
The referral come from the guidance.
Exactly. Which is the, you know what I mean?
The male.
Extraordinary P.
For sure.
I mean, the homeboy, yes indeed. But don't even trip. We finna slide up out the mix. Smoke one of them motherfucking splits. You dig what I'm saying? You're not watching the Midnite Drive.
Yeah.
And that was your smoke break, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Midnite Drive, the journey where motherfucking players thrive. It's your extraordinary P, JB, yes indeed. And we over here cooling with the one and only.
Still, Flamborghini, the big CEO.
You better know it. Yes, sir. So, like we do with all our guests, especially, you know what I mean, ones from the O that y'all need to know. We ask them an array of questions, you know what I mean? I like to call that the Midnight Lightning Round, you understand? Drop the lightning bolt for us one time. Okay, yes indeed. So we'll ask you an array of questions, different genres, different subjects.
Let's get it.
Let's get it. All right. We talking horror films, right? Scream, 1996, or Nightmare on Elm Street.
I hate scary movies.
Straight up.
Yeah, like I said earlier about I listen to rappers that control their own destiny. Like I put myself on a mental diet of things I want to actually experience. Why the fuck would I want to? Like, what part of this would I want in my real life?
You don't want that horror aspect, man. You know what I mean?
No.
Motherfucker over your shoulder, you know what I'm saying? You gotta blow the Draco, you know?
I mean, not even looking at it like an urban way. The way I'm talking about, like, the motherfucking Freddy Krueger chasing. That shit's stupid as fuck. You know, like, man, girls used to want to go see scary movies at Halloween. Used to be a high school shit. You'd be like, man, I don't see this stupid shit. But then you think about it. I hate scary movies, so I can't pick one. But the sound is the only thing in scary movies that's scary.
So you feel like the score and everything is, you know what I mean? Part of that is what it
mute that shit and watch movies.
Absolutely not. Let's keep it a buck.
Yeah.
We G's at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So listen, we gonna let that one slide,
okay?
Man, just because it's the homie here.
Okay, that's the first one. I ain't know.
All right.
To make sure I had to have an answer. Let me see what you got next.
When it comes to leaders, right? Malcolm X or Tupac Shakur.
That's very similar. It's very similar. That's a hard one because it's very similar and it's very like similar in ending.
Exactly. Two different, you know what I mean?
I would say Tupac because he can convey it in a way that the people young enough to be active in changing the world could actually understand, but he just didn't use it the right way. So I say Tupac.
Yeah, rest in peace of Tupac Shakur.
When you speak too much in adult form, like proper, no cuss word, like you gotta talk sinful in a way to relate to people that need to change. So what he could do could, you know, relate to people, but he just didn't necessarily make it to understand it.
I think he also spoke his death into existence. Excuse me. You know what I mean? It's power in the tongue. Like I said, your tongue is a sword, and you know you speak death in your life. You know what I mean? Karma gonna come back around and serve you the same way you spoke about it. You know what I mean?
It's crazy because I think Biggie did too, trying to be like him.
Life after death. When did that
I
album
was
drop?
actually mad that he was rapping about dying like him.
A lot of people didn't know that. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
a weird manifestation to copy off. You know what I mean? That's weird. But yeah.
I think, you know, around in the 90s, a lot of niggas just wanted to be real. To speak about death was real because, you know,
Everybody
was
was dying. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People,
That's too creepy.
Yeah, man.
That's almost not art.
Really? To you?
I mean, it's so finite. You know what I mean? Like, we don't want to think about like that in the middle of our living life.
You know, I would say today's music scene is like that, though. You know what I mean? You got a lot of people talking about sliding, you know what I'm saying, going in to do a drill. And sadly enough, it's affecting the clubs. It's affecting the culture to the point
The rap game affect everything in the black community, but I feel like Chicago affected the rap game the most. We never saw nobody arguing on live till we seen them. We never seen a 30 till we seen them. We never seen kids with them guns like everybody trying to be like them. It's just that it's different when you do it for actually, this is my real culture of where I come from, like how LA gangbang. That's how Chicago's way of gangbanging is like LA. Like, it's not very many places in the world that do this like this. But when I turn these fucking phones on, the whole world sees this, and then Chief Keef blows up and he's 17 years old, and that's very influential on kids. So now kids want to be like kids that kill people.
Wow.
The rap game is very, very, very. When a kid don't got the mind to decipher what he's looking at, they looking at a lot of shit that they don't really understand. You feel me? So it be, you know? And a lot of times we talk about how the labels are funding the content that demises black people. But if a label is going off numbers and this shit working, I probably ain't even looking for this shit. It's just, I know you're going to make me my money back because you're doing numbers off what you're doing numbers off.
Right.
I ain't necessarily looking for this kind of
following the formula.
Right. I ain't necessarily looking for this kind of content. I'm looking for the proof of concept that when I put my money on you, it's going to come back.
Right. You know what I mean? It's going to be a wealthy investment.
But it's sad that violent content is more, you know, lucrative and contagious than good music.
Wow. So, which leads me to ask you a question about good music. My final question to you. If you had to pick between these two albums to listen to on the desert island, release, say a year.
You gotta say one of them. What you got?
Baduism by Erykah Badu.
That's a good one.
You know what I mean? Or The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill.
Lauren, for sure. I just was listening to that. Bro, do you understand she only did one album and went away?
Went on a hiatus.
Like, we talk about young niggas that don't make it to being old enough to look back on being dumb. Bro, she never had a prime.
That was it, 98.
Bro, you was singing the hooks and rapping the verses. You're the fucking first person I've ever heard do that.
Right.
Evenly good.
This is before Drake. This is before, you know.
Drake can't sing as good as he can rap.
That's a fact.
Lauryn fucking Hill?
She can't.
Yes. She's really the only person that can.
You know what my beef with Lauryn is, I understand the reason why she stepped away, you know, from the game. She said there was a lot of flaws in it, you know, and there was a lot of family related issues, which I respect, but at the same time, you got enough talent to just drop maybe a mixtape here and there.
Well, we can't,
you know what I mean?
Man, where I'm at in my life right now, I understand where the world wants you to do what you don't want to do. What the fuck you gonna do?
Exactly. What you want to do.
Man, listen, I said I'd rather look like an asshole than feel like it.
Straight up. I feel you.
Feel me? I'd rather look like a quitter than be a robot.
You want your, you know what I mean? Free
sacrifice. Like, she sacrificed what people think for her own happiness, bro. Like, niggas in the once motherfuckers smoke the drug of the rap game, they can't do that. They run off this.
Right.
You feel me?
You know what I mean? She had enough awareness and was enlightened enough to know, like, damn, this shit is all a trap. You know what I'm saying? They gonna puppeteer you. They gonna give you a couple cents on the goddamn dollar. You know what I mean? For your streams, you barely ain't gonna see anything back. You know what I mean?
This is before streaming shit, but she went like diamond or some shit.
She had to. I think, you know what I'm saying? And that landed her in, I want to say the Hall of Fame. Correct me if I'm wrong, but
it's just, I thought about that listening to her the other day, like, bro, you were gonna get so much better.
Hey, Lauren, if you watching, you listening, we need
She's
a
still
sophomore.
doing shows, but nah, it's not gonna be the same. You can't. See, that's another thing I thought about. You're not sophomore no more. You skipped it. You literally left all that on the table, bro.
But is the anticipation not as strong?
If Jordan come back right now, he ain't Jordan.
He ain't Jordan, but people still gonna tune in.
That don't mean it's gonna be worth watching.
They still gonna get this.
They gonna see it.
They gonna get some type of
It's a
streams.
ticket to sale, but it's not gonna be a classic.
I agree with you there. I agree with you there.
That's where it get like, damn, you think about all them classic years of talent, like you were 26, 27, 28, 20, you're 40 something now.
Yeah, it's not gonna be the same experiences, not the same songs. You know what I'm saying? She might be rapping about,
you know how many songs of your
writing.
life, you live songs that you didn't sing. You know what I mean?
All she can do is reflect back on her stories from the 20s.
She got the stories, but the voice, the look, you lose it as time goes on.
Hey, listen, make an album for me at least.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Make the album for me.
We're gonna listen because
the P gonna definitely tune in.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, indeed.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But to jump back into Flamborghini, you know what I'm saying? And the player that's all about his fettuccine.
Yeah.
When did you decide, yo, I'm gonna start writing rhymes? I'm gonna get into, you know what I mean, making music, producing. Like, when did it all start?
I saw my mom write the whole Machiavelli album on paper. I was in 96, I was in third grade. And to this day, when I write raps, you know how people write, they end the line with a rhyming word? My mom wasn't a rapper, so when she wrote this album down, it just was straight down. Like, I'll show you my shit right now. Just straight down.
Wow, yeah, so like, you know what I mean?
I learned how to write raps from a person that don't know how to write raps. My mom.
Wow.
So I started writing my raps how she wrote the Tupac raps.
So you used to study those a lot, man.
Not necessarily, I just was like, why are you a fanatic like this? Like, why are you writing? I never saw nobody do that. I never even knew you could do that before. And after she did it, I started doing it.
So she would stop and pause, or she was writing.
The tape.
See, that's back in the day when we had to, you know
yeah.
what I mean?
Then I started reading Vibe and Source, and I realized when they write like the hip hop quotable of the month, they write a verse and they put the slashes.
Right.
Go to the next one. I still don't do that.
So you gonna catch you adding the, you know what I mean, a little proper. You know
I don't stop at the rhyme. It's a blah. Cause how you gonna rap this like me? If you find this shit, you feel me?
Right. But it works for you.
Yeah, it works for me.
It works for you.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's where it started though. My mom writing the Machiavelli album. That's when I started really realizing like this is literature. Like, this could be some type of crossword puzzle type shit. You know? Start writing down the next generation shit. I wrote down fucking More Money, More Problems, and I wanted to take it to school. And my mom knew I wanted to take it to school. And she told me, don't take this shit to school.
what was her reason?
I don't know. It's like, I don't know. I mean, maybe it's it's kind of distracting, but
Right.
that shit, like, once I got bit, bro, I got bit. Like, once I really fell in love with hip hop, like, I couldn't stop. Like, once I started rapping in high school, bro, like, I would write songs on top of songs. I don't even have instrumentals. Like, I'm writing on top of the Alicia Keys album.
Wow. So you just tuning her out though.
Yeah, but it's like, it's kind of still inspiring me at the same time. But I don't know, man. Like, I killed so many trees to get this good. You know, paper made from trees.
That's a fact.
I used to be in college when I went to Akron. I had a trash bag of notebooks. I would dump the trash bag on the ground and tell niggas, you pick a page, and I bet you this shit gonna be fire.
Like,
Any book, any page, turn the page, give it to me, and I'm gonna write it.
It's like the Walmart being, you dig what I'm saying? You get motherfucking
Because
quality.
I took the sports approach with this shit, like 1,000 shots every day.
Right.
Like that, but that, and that's the thing. I was so dedicated to the 1,000 shots. I don't have 1,000 beats. So in order to keep shooting, I gotta rap over songs that motherfuckers already got songs.
Bound to, strike off more than one. You know what I mean? Take 1,000 shots because you got multiple different possibilities.
Mm-hmm.
That's the beauty of it.
Mm-hmm.
So when you rap, does your day influence your raps? You know what I mean? Does your mood, like what exactly here in recent memory has influenced your music?
One of my producers gave me the best compliment I feel like a rapper can get. He said, man, you just do what the beat tells you. You can't, it's like dressing. You can't wear dress pants with a jersey. You can feel what aesthetic calls for what. Like, you don't have, even food. People think any kind of good food go together. No, you can't have macaroni and mashed potatoes.
Right.
That's 2 starches.
2 starches that don't blend.
No. Like, they won't have a stomach ache off this shit. You feel me? Like, dress pants, jerseys, fucking suit jacket, sweatpants. You can't do that. So you gotta be able to feel instinctively. This feels warm. This feels cold. This feels hot. This feels blue. This feels red. This feels yellow. This feels, it's a touch. But the content is all based off the touch. They don't really tell you the words, but it tells you what the feeling is. That's why I like samples, because samples, you can't really make a sample. You can't do a beat that has a sample in it about what the sample ain't talking about.
And I've seen people try to do it, and guess what? It just never works out, though. It's a missed jump shot every time. Missed jump shot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So your album, Fuck the Rap Game, I've been seeing it all over online, you know what I'm saying? The promotions, the advertisement has been brilliant, you know what I'm saying?
I appreciate that, bro.
Where did the name Fuck the Rap Game derive from? Like, when did you have this moment? It was like, yo, I'm gonna name my project Fuck the Rap Game.
I started, I felt like I was going through a midlife crisis. Like, I started thinking about what am I gonna do? When I was young, there was no what am I gonna do if this don't work, because it's gonna work. But then it got to the point where it's like, yo, you got a daughter, man. She's 6, 7 years old, bro. Like, this is the same dream from high school. This shit ain't work yet. You might want to start thinking about what you're gonna do if this shit don't work. So as I'm doing things that I'm guinea pigging myself of, making beats, recording myself, I could do these things for money to survive. I could sell beats. I could record people, little $30, $40 sessions an hour, whatever the fuck, you feel me? But I started really thinking like, your legacy is really on the line right now, bro. Like, this might be your last couple runs at this shit. So what are you gonna do to make sure you're straight? And what are you gonna do to make sure they remember you? Because I don't have green hair. I don't have tats on my face. I'm not viral. You feel me? Right. Viral is almost negative. Nothing positive really goes viral.
I've yet to see it.
You feel me? Sure. You gotta do some morally compromising shit to go viral. You gotta diss a nigga, say, like, you gotta tell shit you ain't supposed to tell. Like, that's it. Like, some of this shit be like, niggas be breaking the rules to go viral. Like, morally encompassing yourself. Like,
right, smoking on the dead ops, all that type shit.
Weird, bro. Like, right and wrong is more important to me than numbers. Niggas be fucking disgracing right and wrong is numbers. Like, and wrong more being heavily influential than right is what gives the numbers. So me saying fuck the rap game was really me saying, man, fuck all this shit they try to make you do to get in this shit. And on top of that, it's like my age, bro. Like, I was early 30s when I started thinking about this shit. In the rap game, labels will deny you because you're not the regiment of what they want to sell. If you're not young enough to be lucrative to a young crowd, then they don't want you. But if I'm not trying to sell myself to a company as a cash out, like, I want to run my fucking business up and build it up level by level by myself. I'm not too old to rap, nigga. I got a product to sell. I ain't never too old to have a product to sell. I'm not a rapper. Like Sauce Walker said, I'm not a rapper, I'm a genius. You gotta get on stage and shake that tail feather. I don't.
Straight,
so I had to give myself a way out before I was out.
So like from this point, you know what I'm saying? Fuck the rap game. Album finna drop, you know what I'm saying? And it's definitely, you know, one to, you know, pay attention to it, and digest and vibe to and bang at all volumes.
My goal with this shit is for me to not care. I did 24 songs on this album. I produced 19 of them. If you care and I don't, why you ain't working hard like me? Because I don't want nothing from this shit. I'm working harder than you and you want everything.
Right.
I'm just trying to really reverse the perspective and understanding of what is hard work. People don't understand. Nipsey, when he said the word prolific, that don't mean great, that mean a lot.
Exactly. You mean abundance.
A great amount of music is a great amount of music, even if the music ain't great.
This is a great amount.
But if it's great and great.
That's
top of the fact that I record myself, produce myself, so none of this shit is a bill for me.
Exactly. That's a work of art right there.
It's like a cricket bill, but this shit unlimited.
Hey man, I respect that, man.
You feel me?
You know, which leads me to ask you, producing, who are some of your top 5 producers dead or alive?
That's my favorite rapper and producer.
Off top, so that kills all the...
Nah, it don't kill everybody, but... And I like Pimp C, I love Jazzy Faye, I love Manny Fresh, I love Kanye, Just Blaze. They made Blueprint 1 like... They made Blueprint 1 in 2 weeks. It's fucking crazy, you feel me?
Timeless record.
I'm a sample guy. I love samples. I like Mike Will. People make dope beats, but I like when the beat tells me what the concept of the song is.
I think one of the most, like, you know, we slept on producers all the time, Q-Tip, you know what I mean?
Back in the day. Hella slept on.
You know what I mean? When you talk about Tribe Called Quest,
one of the first rapper producers.
One of the first, though, you know what I'm saying? And he was tapped in with a lot of great people like Pharrell and Timberland, you know what I'm saying, back in the day. You dig what I'm saying?
Man, I'm gonna tell you a dope thing about Q-Tip. Just want to wrap it up pretty soon after this. Nigga Q-Tip was telling the story about the way the rap game is right now. He was saying how he found a female artist, he flew her out, he mentally dedicated to her, he about to try to get her a deal. The label say her social media don't got enough numbers. And it's Megan Thee Stallion now.
Wow.
That's the rap game, bro. Numbers. If you don't have the numbers that prove that it ain't even about the talent. If your numbers don't say I could flip you and make a profit, your talent, I don't even want to know about it. Exactly. Because we don't develop artists. We need to find you ready to go. Basically, when we find you, you don't even need us.
Right. You already shining.
You
know what I'm saying? You already got the pay.
But we need you to still be dumb enough to fuck with us.
Right. Exactly. Motherfucking exactly. And you know what I mean? To play off the gear, man, because the homie done blessed us with some
we had to bring some. Hey man, I used to be seeing people come on shows with their wine and shit. They be giving gifts to the host. I said, that's hard, bro. I want to do that. Like, what the fuck I'm gonna give them? No, I ain't got nothing. I'm just rapping. You feel me?
Indeed.
That's the difference between, man, the merch love from the rap love is totally different. There's people that I'm giving you a way to play off your pride in your heart about how you feel about your city. I'm giving you that, and you don't even know I'm a rapper. Motherfuckers love me for doing this shit. They don't really even know me for it.
Straight up. So I know you got clientele all over because you know what I'm saying, the 100 spoke.
I don't even look at it like clientele because I ain't never really do this shit to sell it, bro. I just was doing this shit to give me a chance to rapper hat that I could wear all the time.
So you feel like that's your uniform, like that defines you anytime somebody sees 100 spoke.
Because where you from?
Exactly.
I didn't want to have to tell you. I just feel me. I did this for me, but I'm so city. I did it for us.
Hey man, we love it, man. You dig what I'm saying? Outspoken Productions on the punk bitch. You know what I'm saying? Bound to have you looking rich.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Get you a pair of Cardis, man, or you know what I'm saying? Just keep it simplistic and throwing that gear, man, and you'll be in the midst quick.
Yeah. Small boys for real, for real.
Oh yeah, better believe it. But like, you know, once before, we'll take one more smoke break. You know what I mean? Let the endo hit our lungs and have a little fun. You know, watching the Midnite Drive.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Damn. Hey. Hey.
Tell me a little more in the headphones, bro. Don't nobody tell me what to do, bro. I'm a CEO. The fuck? That's cool right there. And I'm still off Gettysburg in Germantown with this shit, bro. It's the same old shit with me. This ain't never gonna change, my boy. Yeah. It's just bigger. Way big, though. Nah, for real. Yeah. Remember niggas gave up on me. They thought it was over. Come to find out, shit it was. I've been making overs. I thank the Lord I made it happen. He just said I told you. Follow me, what you born to be is what I'ma show you. I guess he knew I had intentions on doing the right thing. In more than one way I contributed to the game. Had to earn my stripes with every word I spit. Paid dues to the cent, I deserve this shit. Money coming 5 ways, I'm too busy to trip. Back when I was only rapping, it was not like this. In 3 days, I accidentally blew a zip and didn't notice cause I'm always smoking. Merch sold out again, restock in motion. Paperwork in place, I'm a company owner. Phone calls from the bank, my account just opened. A big deposit on the way, I'm working like I don't know it. Smarter than the average nigga, had to put it to use though. I finally did, now I live in a loophole. Automatic money, bro, my brain is a bankroll. Mogul in the making from them chances I was taking, it's me. Calculator, dollar sign, manifest it with your motherfucking mind every time. If you want it, you can get it. All you gotta do is grind instead of sitting on the sideline crying all the time. Go get it. Hurry up, nigga.
Ooh, I want some more. I've been trying to sloppy Joe my bankroll.
I swear to God, nigga, all I want is some motherfucking more.
Woke up early in the morning, I'ma grind and get it for the day go.
If it ain't about the money in a minute, boy.
Cause I want some more. I've been trying to sloppy Joe my bankroll.
Running that shit up till I can't no more, my nigga.
Woke up early in the morning, I'ma grind and get it for the day go.
Album on the way, I might as well heat up the street. Hit 1,000 plays, I had to get on my feet. Yeah, I used to only rap, but then I tapped into me. I can do so fucking much, the money come in my sleep. I be counting up the profit, multiplying, no dividing it. Found a way to buy a lot of shit that I've been trying to get. Leveled up again, I told the elevator, suck a dick. Manifested all my money tied up in a flip. Now watch me double, I recoup it, then we in the green. I stack it up, then reinvest. What you think Nipsey mean? All the money in, bitch, I'm betting big. Bet it pay off, a boss can't get laid off. Working like the lights out, nigga, ain't no days off. Watch me run a O, them niggas said if all my spades walk. If it ain't about the money, I don't wanna link. Them flashbacks of being broke make you wanna drink. I'm too busy for the bicker, I'ma keep it brief. About a nigga in his feelings, I ain't losing sleep. Fresh to death in they faces, I can see the grief. Mouth poking, I'm outspoken, we back to the money. Money coming like me.
I want some more. I've been trying to sloppy Joe my bankroll.
If you can fold it, it ain't enough, my boy, nah.
I woke up early in the morning, I'ma grind and get it for the day go.
I wake up in the morning, thank God, then go get it.
Cause I want some more. I've been trying to sloppy Joe my bankroll.
If it ain't about the money in a minute, pussy.
I woke up early in the morning, I'ma grind and get it for the day go.
Please, sir, I want some more.
Welcome back to Midnight Drive, the journey where players thrive. Your tour guide is cooling. You know what I mean? Rather I, Jae Brooks, we with the homie. You dig what I'm saying? Flamborghini. Man. Better believe it. God damn it. But you know what I'm saying? Before we wrap up, when speak of the city of Dayton, that being, you know what I'm saying, with the soil.
Yeah.
Who are some, you know what I mean, people that influenced you, like on the music tip, that you can think of? Well, hello, there he is right there.
That's crazy. That's
Railroad,
real. I'm calling you right now.
Yes, sir, man. A motherfucking city legend.
Chaos and Ready was really the only niggas in like when I first started rapping. That was really it. In 275, it wasn't many rappers when I first started rapping. That's why I was like, people was like, you want to be a play. Mm-hmm. Like for me to be in high school thinking that this shit was actually possible, it was crazy because nobody really made it seem possible. So it wasn't very many inspirations early on. It was just really Chaos and Ready for real. Like
free chaos.
Yeah, for shit show.
Major, like,
and my boy he even bought merch from me while he in the joint.
It's mad, bro.
That's crazy. Shouts out to him for that. That's real
that's
shit.
Some real Dayton shit, some Ohio shit.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Right,
And
right.
you know, the last question I'm gonna ask you though, when you talk about your legacy, when it's all said and done, how does Flamborghini gonna be remembered?
As the most city nigga of all time. I ain't gonna lie. Like when I went to college and got around Cleveland niggas, and I'm seeing how they wearing their Cleveland Indians, Browns, and Cavs. Niggas hurrying up, going home at 7:30, watching Cavs game on Sportsnet. I'm like, damn, you got this. You feel me? And any of them, I'm talking about, I went to college with Chip the Ripper's manager, motherfucking niggas that went to Glenville with Ted Ginn, Troy Smith, Fat Al, like the slab niggas. I went to college with all them niggas. And they'll tell you, like, bro, that nigga was a Dayton ass nigga. Because culture is culture on culture. Culture brings the culture out of me. But you don't really get to do that in Dayton. So when you see Cleveland niggas talk how they talk about the cars they drive, talk about the girls or the liquor they drink, the way they roll up, what they roll up in. I'm one layer in the Rolo, they like, what the fuck are you doing?
Right. That's some city ass shit.
That's some city shit.
Yeah, exactly. Some Gym City.
Yeah, so I just want to be known as a nigga that made an attempt at least to tell other cities how we do shit.
Hey man, you doing it in a major way, man. Must I say?
I appreciate it.
You understand? And my final thoughts, you know what I'm saying? Jay's final thoughts, that is, hey, do something that your city could be proud of.
For real.
Give back, you know what I mean? Pour it to the community. Think about the children. You know what I'm saying? Like Whitney Houston said, they are our future.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And
then nobody pours shit into me. That's why I'm trying to. It gotta flip some kind of way. You feel me? Everything I try to tell people in the game I leave for public information to be consumed some kind of way is everything nobody told me. Mm-hmm. Everything I know, bro, I figured this shit out from literally falling down.
Self-education.
Trying to keep you from falling down, at least keep you in stride with gaining some type of understanding before you gotta go through some of the shit I had to go through.
Stay down, man. 10 toes down. You understand? In the motherfucking soil. You know what I mean?
Do what you love. Do what you love. Sell what you know.
Hallelujah.
That's how I live my life.
Cost the fader and be the boss.
Yeah.
So, man, you got anybody you want to shout out before we roll out?
Man, I want to shout out my 111 Flavor House, my dog Meech, owner of the restaurant. We about to get a little bite to eat at.
Straight
I want
up.
to shout out Safe House CEO, Dre Manuel, and JE. I want to shout out Mike's Bike Park. I want to shout out the producers that did some joints on the album. DH Ruler, Tino Make the Beat Bounce, E Black. Shouts out to Kenlo Players University. We got a nice little collab we're about to do on the way here soon. I don't want to leave nobody out, man. I just want to really shout out the entire west side of Dayton. Like, that's what my heart beats for.
West side?
And another little story about that, bro. When I seen Tupac on the west side with Death Row and all that shit, I lived on Germantown and Stoves. They changed the name of IGA to West Side Marketing. That's how I learned off from the west side.
Motherfucking west side. So
Yeah,
west side.
That's what it's been ever since then.
That's what it's forever. But oh yeah, by the way, man, how can people tap in, grab merchandise from you from Outspoken Productions?
My social media, Facebook is Flamborghini Gallardo. Flamborghini like Lamborghini, just with an F. Gallardo, Gallardo. Instagram, Flamborghini_DYT. We got a Instagram for the Outspoken page, also Outspoken Productions. Working on the website right now, man. This shit's all kind of took off faster than I thought it was, so I wasn't really business prepared for it. I just had to kind of catch up and learn how to make this shit monetizable from just the influence of just it working. Like, I ain't really trying to sell this shit, it's just sold.
Straight up,
so yeah, you can reach me at them. We're working on like the website where you can shop 24 hours a day. But for right now, it's just kind of direct from hand to hand to me. And that's why the shit's so crazy that it's moving how it's moving, because I can literally say my hands did all this shit.
Exactly.
Thousands of hats in the streets from just hand to hand.
Out of your pockets.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like real boss, man.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Mm-hmm.
Also, by the way, man, how can people stream your music? Most importantly, man, when is that motherfucking album?
The album is dropping January 24th. I already got the video done for the single. The video dropped that same day also. And I dropped a podcast interview with Peso on Dreamers Welcome. So that's all dropping the same day, my boy. But the album come out January 24th. I got plenty of music on the streaming platforms, but it's under 2 different names. You can search Flam Fever, FLAM space FEEVA, then Flamborghini separate. It's one project under Flamborghini until Fuck the Rap Game come out, but it's like 6 or 7 under Flam Fevers. Fuck the Rap Game is like the death and rebirth of the old and new me. So we just restarting the machine for real, like what I know now instead of what I didn't know before. Trying to clean all the spilled milk up. Just gonna wipe the whole table off and start over.
Hey man, best believe he got bars, shining like a star, and we chilling with the homie, named after the car. You understand me?
That's hard. My
Straight
God.
up, man.
Yes, sir.
But like I said, we about to order a bite, catch this on later on at midnight. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Until the next episode, Jay don't love these hoes, man. You're now watching Midnight Drive.
Fuck the Rap Game.
Biatch! Yo.